to San Antonio, Texas, the Alamo City today at the Alamo Dome as we have a couple of squads here ready to square off in the Valero Alamo Bowl. There's nothing quite like wrapping up a regular season with a bowl victory. It just leaves a good taste in your mouth going into the offseason. As we'll see, the number 15 team in the country, the Georgia Southern Eagles, taking on a team from the Big 12, the UCF Knights. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, here with David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's get this thing rolling. Kickoff team on the field, ready to start this postseason classic. On the run from inside his own 5. Excellent job by the kick coverage team. A pretty minimal gain on that return. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. From the gun, the ground game. Running to Green. Danced his way through traffic. Pick up a 4 to the 19. The Knights racing to the line in the hurry-up. All right, guys, let's talk a little UCF. Good pickup on the recruiting trail last week. 3-star offensive lineman gives them a verbal, and this is the type of talent they need to get into the program and then develop.
Yeah, and this really was more of an emotional decision, I think, for him as well. He's been a fan of this program ever since he was a young boy, and now he's getting a chance to live out his dreams. As a 3-star, he had opportunities to go elsewhere to play in better conferences against better competition, but this for him felt like home. Now he has a chance to go out and live that dream.
And this offense gets nothing done on that play, but look at them. They're continuing to run this tempo. They want to try to do something to get a spark going to create a big play.
Big time play by the defense. He'll lose 4. They got nothing. In fact, they lost a ton on those last 2 runs, and now it's 3rd and a mile, 18 yards to go. He's looking downfield and low. Gets it out quickly. And the defense had that one well covered, just a short gain there. The Knights send out the punt unit. They'll have to boot it away for the first time tonight. He will not make a fair catch. Field the punt and bring it back. That's a perfect example of not settling for a fair catch. Pick up whatever yardage you can and help out the offense. The Eagles offense will try to get something started with their first possession. Every team has impact players. What traits are you looking for when it comes to players who can make an impact, David?
Well, obviously, you want the main things, right? Speed.
Oh, he's got some space. Nice pickup on the ground there. They'll move the sticks with the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs.
Defense gives up the pretty big run. They get the first down. And listen, you got to reload quick now because this offense, they got their foot on the accelerator.
He is sacked way behind the line of scrimmage. Just a catastrophic play there. And the Eagles trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. Wants to go up top. The sweet feet keeping the play alive. Finds a little space. And he'll be brought down.
When it gets in long yardage situations, defensively, you're thinking pass, pass, pass. How about the quarterback doing a great job? He wants to push it down the field, but he does a great job scrambling, chewing up chunks of yards, and now making this situation a lot more manageable.
Throws to the wideout. He's got it. Now with a great opportunity as they pick up the first down. They've got it at the 40.
And listen, the defense knew coming into this one, they were going to target him early and often. He is a weapon, and there's no mystery where the quarterback's going to be looking on critical down and distances. Let's see how they're able to cover him throughout the rest of this game.
Yeah, and you see some people get upset with offsides in the defense. I call it the cost of doing business. It's just part of being great off the football. Sometimes you'll guess, and sometimes you'll be wrong. The first one is always on me, Coach, and then the second one, usually he takes me out the game.
And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on first down. Second down coming. Got 5 wideouts spread across the field on 2nd and 5. Making side adjustments here. Second down, he'll throw it. Finds the tight end. He's close to the first down, but they're going to mark him just a little short. Georgia Southern in a hurry. Quarterback will keep it. Offense has gained momentum with third down conversions like that. They've got it at the 25. The Eagles will line it up on 1st and 10. Looking downfield on first down. He's got him. They'll get it down to the 10-yard line on that completion. The ball is right at the 10-yard line. It's 1st and goal. They're looking for the first touchdown of the day. Looking to throw on first down. They'll run the screen. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. Back to pass on 2nd down. He's got it on the run. Touchdown, Georgia Southern. Nice catch and good work afterwards to get it into the end zone. Setting up for the extra point after the first score of the game. That touchdown was a clinic in keeping your offense on the field and wearing the other defense out.
Sometimes your best defense is your own offense, being able to stay on the field. You're absolutely right, Reese. That was a clinic. Running the ball, playing at great rhythm and pace. QB making good, smart decisions and not shooting yourselves in the foot. No penalties, no turnovers. It doesn't get any better than that last round.
UCF has it once again. What do you think about that? Finding themselves down 7-0. They'd love to get a drive going here. Running back searching for a hole. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Second down, they'll go to the air. And just left that pass short. Not enough juice on that one. They punted on their first drive of the game, and now they have to convert on 3rd down to avoid doing it again. From the gun, wants to pass. Fires to the right. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. 4th down coming up. The Knights will punt it away on 4th down. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. Excellent coverage that time. Didn't give him any room to set up a big return. Georgia Southern has it back, ready to go to work on offense. Already a solid start to this one. Now back to work with this 7-0 lead. Going right to work up top. Quarterback doing what he does best. He can move. Connection to the right. Huge play there into plus territory, and they'll mark him out of bounds at the 46.
All right, defense, you got to turn the page. Just gave up an explosive play through the air, but here comes the offense going quickly. You got to get...
Gashing the knee on the right. They finally corral him, but he turns that into a big gain and a first down.
And you're seeing here the difficulties defenses have trying to contain this guy. If you leave a lane open, if you don't sack him right away, you allow him to get outside the pocket, he is going to take off, and he is very difficult to tackle.
He's picked off, and he's thrown a dozen of them.
That is one. Back is going to want to have back. It's touchdowns or it's checkdowns once you get down to the red zone. You can't get too aggressive and greedy trying to fit the football into small windows, and as a result, QB throws a pick.
It's picked off, and that's number 10. Ran right through the defender, and now he's still running.
What a game-changing play by this defense. Nice job. You got them backed up in their own territory coming out. Now you force the turnover, set your offense up with some great scoring field position.
Georgia Southern has it back, and here comes the offense again. It's complete. They'll get him stopped just short of the end zone, but they're in business here with a first down. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Georgia Southern will have it now, first and goal. Wants to adjust the pattern. He's looking to throw. Trying to find the end zone. Touchdown, Eagle! The offense cashing it in on that drive. Handed a break with unbelievable field position like that, you better finish the deal, and they did.
You saw the quarterback jog on the field. I think he gave a high five to every one of those players coming off that just put them in position to go score that touchdown. That QB knew this was a golden opportunity, and boy, he took advantage of it.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. Here he comes from inside his own 5. The coverage team maintains his discipline, not much doing on that return. Now the UCF offense ready to go back to work. To say this has been a slow start is a bit of an understatement, and they really need to get it going here, Jesse.
That's right. The opponent, they're firing on all cylinders right out of the gate. Offensively, for this unit, they've been slow and struggling. They need an explosive play to wake themselves up.
Yeah, and it's just the first quarter, so it's not the end of the work.
And the pressure gets him back at the 8-yard line.
This defense, they are tenacious, and they've got guys up front that are athletic and that are so strong that they can collapse the pocket. You saw it right there in that play-action attempt. Keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, doesn't need to take the check down. Intercepted, a first half turnover can swing momentum. Nothing going right for this team early in the first quarter here. The defense is getting gashed, and now you've thrown a pick. The head coach has got to get his team together and get everybody to calm down and settle in.
And this defense, they've got to do a big job here. Like, offense put you in a bad spot. You haven't had some great moments, but this possession, we got to get a stop, got to stop the bleeding, and get the ball back to our offense.
Man, you got to give credit to this defense in the sudden change situation. They've barely had a chance to even blink. Just a second ago, they were on the sidelines. All of a sudden, there's a turnover. They got to take the field. They're on their own goal line, and a phenomenal job getting lined up, communicating, and making sure that that pass play fell incomplete.
Quick screen to the speedster out wide. Touchdown, Eagles! And they take it in for 6 more points.
This offense is looking ridiculous. 3 touchdowns now in the first quarter, doing whatever they want at will. I don't know if you're panicking, Palmer, but, I mean, they got to put something together on the other side of the field, or else this one's going to get ugly fast.
One thing I know, David, is the defensive staff, after having the ball just run down their throat and thrown over their heads, they need to make some adjustments earlier than they probably anticipated, because right now they have no answers for this offense.
So they start this drive from inside their own 20 at the 19-yard line. To the air on first down. Makes the grab. He moves the chains, and they'll mark the ball at the 33. The Knights want to pick up the tempo.
And I don't know if this defense knows what just hit them, because they gave up the completion, they gave up a first down, and now here's the offense back up at the line of scrimmage again, going tempo.
They'll run it out of the shotgun. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. He'll pull it on the read. Good job running tough and behind his pads as he gets up to the 38-yard line. After the strong run on 2nd down, 3rd down coming. Do they do it again? From the gun, wants to pass. He's got an open man. Turning on the Jets. He was smelling that end zone, but they get him down at the 4 after the big pass play.
Well, I think on that play you saw why this guy's such a big weapon in this offense. At receiver, he does such a nice job with his routes. He's patient, and he's consistent, and he's got good hands. You don't see him put a lot of balls on the ground. Nice job there picking up a first down.
Guys, we've reached the end of the quarter. Georgia Southern has the lead. They wanted to strike first and strike hard, and they've been able to do that here in the first quarter as we take a look at the stats. Just about ready to get things started here in the second. We'll see if they continue to flex that muscle. Starting off this quarter close enough to smell the goal line.
Get set, get set.
Quarterback on the keeper. And he's loose, and he'll take it to the house. Touchdown, UCF!
And you see the option being such a pain in the behind of the best programs in college football. When you got quarterbacks that have those multiple options, they're making you play very disciplined, and the QB takes it himself, gets in for the score.
Now to make sure this kickoff team covers properly to pay off that last scoring drive. And he takes this from inside the 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Georgia Southern has it back, ready to go to work on offense. This has been exactly the way you draw things up, David. The offense has really been moving the football.
And it's been great execution. They've done exactly what they've wanted to.
Breaks into the open. Able to work it to the 39-yard line, and that'll be a first down.
And this defense has to be so disciplined. Like, you just got to understand, I can't all go for the quarterback. And too much attention on the quarterback. We didn't play the pitch really well. That's why this offense is really hard to stop.
And I think they'll give him 2 on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up. Went with the running game on first down, now back at it. Handoff from the shotgun. Pass to Sticks and still on his feet. Good pickup there as he gets the first down, and they'll mark him at the 48.
And the offense with a nice run, breaks off a little bit of run, gets a first down. Oh, and here they go again. First down, you've seen this. They like to go fast.
Couldn't find anybody to throw to. He'll just toss it away. It'll be 2nd down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. He'll do it himself. He's in open space downfield. And how much running room have they been able to find just all day? They are piling up unbelievable rushing stats. Gets the back moving. Wants to go up top on first down. Got rid of it in a hurry, but he couldn't find his man. It's incomplete.
It doesn't matter who it is, receivers, in this case, a tight end. You get open, you sometimes start to look at that green space in front of you, and you just take your eye off the football, lose your concentration a little bit, and miss that opportunity for possibly a big play.
And he won't quite get there, but boy, after that pickup, just a few inches to go for the first, an array of possibilities here. Offense changing the play. He's looking to throw on 3rd and short. Great style points on that catch, but they didn't pick up any yardage. And the Eagles moving quickly to the line. Wants to throw it. He stopped just a chain link or two away from the first down and sets them up beautifully here. Looking to fire. Touchdown, Eagles! Grab the short pass to put the 6 on the board.
It's hard for a defense to have to cover so much space. When the offense goes empty, you get receivers and tight ends and running backs lined up out wide. You've got to expand, and it's harder to cover on the back end.
And the extra point was good to finish things off. Kickoff unit getting some extra work as this lead has really grown. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. The UCF offense back on the field, ready to go to work. They're looking at a 21-point hole. There's still time to do some work, but there's also no time to waste. Wants to throw on first down. And it's incomplete. They were looking for the huge gain on first down. What will they dial up on 2nd and a long way to go? They're looking for space to run behind the left tackle. Into the pile, maybe got one. He stopped at the 21.
And a nice second effort by the back to break a tackle. But how about those defensive backs willing to come up, stick their face in the fan, and make a tackle?
Those are the best run defenses, too, right? It's not just D linemen and linebackers getting all the plays, but it's DBs that are willing.
He lobs one high down the left side. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch. The Knights will send out the punt unit. Let's see if he can help the coverage team out with this one. He'll put a stop to that return as he gets it up to the 41-yard line. Georgia Southern has it back, and here comes the offense again. There wasn't much need to throw it around on that last drive for the touchdown. See, they got it done running the ball.
And David, I don't think you have to overthink this thing. If they can't stop you running it, why would you stop handing it off? Just keep at it here on this drive.
Well, and if I'm the defense, I'm making some changes. I'm bringing in more big bodies. I'm playing more aggressive towards the line of scrimmage. not going to let them have that kind of drive again.
And after that long completion for the first down, did you see everybody sprinting to the line of scrimmage offensively? They want to go tempo right now.
Yeah, and listen, the offense has had their way, and they've had so much success and so much production. But listen, at least the defense got a rep. You know, maybe this gets you a spark. Maybe this gets you some energy. Maybe we'll see a little bit more life from this defense.
Yeah, they may not win the game, but I think this defensive coaching staff at this point, based on how this game has gone, they're just trying to find things to build off of. Maybe that's something they can point to as they get ready for their next opponent of things they did right and things that they got to do more consistently moving forward.
Rolling, throwing, looking right. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers.
Yeah, and you just wonder if the defense now is taking out some frustration. Obviously, they've been getting lit up all over the place, and that time they finally gave it back to the offense there. Really nice, big, clean hit. This defense needs a little bit more of that as the game goes on.
He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Makes the grab past the marker. He's finally stopped, but not before he takes it into the red zone. They'll mark it at the 18. The Eagles will hustle to the line. They've marched to the red zone, and here they go. Rush coming in hot, and they got him at the 29. And the Eagles with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. They'll go to work in the air on second down. The screen, he can go. And they pick up just a few on that completion. Ball spotted at the 27. They're facing a 3rd and long to try to keep their hopes of a touchdown alive. Looking downfield, and he needs a bunch. Got his man. He stopped short, and it's 4th down. Down to 2 minutes before the half, and they'll take the timeout and see if they can add a little more before the break. So the offense is going to go for it on 4th down. Using his feet. That ought to be enough to move the chains and give Georgia Southern a first down. This offense has been a juggernaut, and they have a chance to pad their total just before halftime. Out of the gun, looking to throw. Back's got it. Touchdown, Eagles. They get it into the end zone to pay off that opportunity.
I think the days of running backs just running downhill are out the window. You better be able to do this. You see the playmaker slipping out of the backfield, throw him the football. He'll handle the rest, get in the end zone for the touchdown.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. On the move from inside his 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. UCF has it once again. What do you think about that? These guys have taken some body blows in the first half, but now a chance to do something to feel a little better going into halftime.
Reese, they got to respond now. They got to put points on the board right here, cut into this deficit, create a little bit of momentum, because this one's going to get out of hand otherwise.
Yeah, there are a lot of offenses out there that might just say, okay, let's just regroup and figure it out. This offense doesn't have time to do that. They've got to be aggressive. They've got to throw it downfield. They've got to score points.
I think as a quarterback, you get in your mind before the snap a lot of times where you're going with the football, and sometimes you lock on it a little bit too long, and right there I think he did. He'd probably want that throwback.
Finds his man. It's Roberts. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. The Knights come to the line on 3rd and short, trying to keep the drive alive. Gets it to him on the screen. There he goes. Crosses the 35, out of bounds there. Nice pickup on the play, spotted at the 32. The Knights have it with a 1st and 10. With the catch, it's Lanier. Stopped and forced out of bounds at the 21-yard line, just outside the red zone, and they are looking to get one in here. The Knights pounded the rock to move the sticks, now back to work. Power football with the run. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
That's a fantastic play by the linebacker. He has such tremendous instincts. As soon as he sees run, he's coming downhill. He's got great speed. He gets you on the ground. That's why he's one of the best linebackers in the entire country.
Makes the grab on the left. Now the connection takes it to the 11. The offense will stop the clock and use one of its timeouts. The Knights, once backed up in the shadow of their own goalpost, have put quite a drive together. Out of the gun, the give to the back. Oh, it's a fumble. Recovered by the defense, and he's off. He goes down after the short return, but what a play to get the football back. Just over 30 seconds to go in the half. They've got it 1st and 10. He wastes no time and comes out throwing. Moves away as he feels pressure. Ample time in the pocket and lets it go to the left. They get him out of bounds. Couple of yards. Midfield, they'll mark it at the 48, and this offense is rolling. Now you got to think they'll really go on the attack. Big play has them set up 1st and 10 from the 48. Looking to throw on 1st down. He'll try to do it himself. They'll say he goes out of bounds, mark it at the 46.
And just having a guy that can continually make plays on the ground, it just opens up space for your running back, for your receivers, makes you defend the whole field, and it's not always big gains, but you've seen him today, man. It keeps the offense in positive situations with just little plays here and there, knowing he's a threat.
Throws for the tight end. Just a Baryshnikov-like move. Sideline to tap that toe and get the 1st down. So it's 1st down, but with just a few seconds, they'll try to put up a 3 before halftime. Never a doubt. And they just tack on a little more to this gargantuan lead.
And you want a touchdown and you want to be aggressive, but man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
He'll be brought down, and that's the final play of the half. 1st half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Boys, you never quite know what to expect there in San Antonio, and we've had a lively 1st half. And we'd be remiss if we didn't start this halftime report by giving props to this superstar tight end. He's been almost, you know what, check that. He has been unguardable with that unusual blend of speed, size, hands, and route running. He is a pick-your-poison kind of player. And with that, let's send it back to the guys inside the Alamo Dome.
The Knights will kick it away to crank up the 2nd half. He'll start the return inside his 5. Couldn't find a way to create that broken field as he stopped at the 25. Georgia Southern has it back, ready to go to work on offense. They more than got the job done in the 1st half. Now the job in a bowl game, don't get distracted and finish the deal here in the 2nd half.
I mean, love the way they came out. They had all that time off, didn't look... the accelerator looked really, really good. Palmer, he's just more of the same here in the second half.
I agree. And if you're on that sideline right now, now's not the time to be thinking about the off-season, your strength program, what classes you're taking in the spring. You need to focus on finishing this game and punctuating this season.
Man, when you go into the half and you're down, like that speech is usually pretty fiery. A lot of words you can't use on television. And so this coaching staff probably challenged their guys, and I like the way they started this second half so far. Physically, flying around, doing a great job stopping the run. They got to play like this the rest of the game.
Georgia Southern in a hurry. On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. Punts it out of the air. At the 35, he's open. And he'll be forced out of bounds, but not before yet another big play in this passing attack. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Off the play fake on 1st down to throw. Got a man. And the defense makes the immediate tackle, but he has enough for the 1st down. The Eagles come to the line with a new set of downs. The give to the back. Picked up maybe a yard. It's down at the 16.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through.
Touchdown, Georgia Southern. Made the grab and took it on him. This game must be moving so slowly for this quarterback. He sees everything 2 or 3 beats ahead.
Way ahead. I mean, it's been really, really easy. I better get some more hits on him. I better do something to make him feel uncomfortable, because right now, it's just like, oh, you're running that? Yeah, that's easy. I mean, he's already read your mail. You better change the address, do something different.
On the run from inside his own 5. And the returner will be knocked down. Now the UCF offense ready to go back to work. Little is more infuriating or frustrating than a red zone turnover. That's what happened the last time they had it. Now a chance to it. Turning it on! The 40! The 20! He's at the... And he'll take it to the house. He got loose. Touchdown, Knights!
One of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch, they've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. If this quarterback gets through his progression, David, hits you in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running, I don't have to break down. It makes it so easy. The connection between quarterback, wide receiver, you can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
And he makes the extra point. Now to make sure this kickoff team covers it well to not give back that last score. 14. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. Georgia Southern has it back, and here comes the offense again. They'll go back to work with a sizable margin still up there on the scoreboard. Looking downfield on 1st down. It's incomplete, and that also might be what is called a learning experience, and one this freshman got away with.
Yeah, and I don't know what happened. He didn't look open as it is, and the QB's trying to make a play, trying to force the ball, but at least he threw it where his guy could catch it or nobody could catch it.
Off the play fake. Quarterback moving out of the pocket. Looking down the left side. He's got it for a big play. And I wasn't sure they were going to be able to catch him. They finally did, but they gave up a huge play.
And that is such an accurate throw. It's one thing to do it from the pocket when you have your feet set underneath you, but when you can get outside, off schedule, on the move, and throw a dart like that, that is just big time, and the offense gets a huge explosive play.
Good pick up, a little bit short of the sticks. And the Eagles with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. They'll try the run. An explosive play in the running game as he's got the first down. Now setting up shop in the red zone. Off the play fake on first down to throw. Caught. They get it down to the 7 on that pass play in prime position for a score. Operating in the red zone here on second down. Back to pass. Fires into the end zone. Pass is broken up, incomplete as they were trying to strike for 6.
And I'm not surprised they're letting him throw the football down here near the end zone. Like, that dude's been really, really good. And you can trust him. They trust him in this offense. Great job by this defense playing the pass, breaking on the football, and making sure he doesn't get another touchdown.
Fires into the end zone. And the pass is incomplete here on third down, but there is a flag. Let's check it out.
Illegal forward pass. Offense.
You can't do that. An illegal forward pass will cost the offense 5 yards. On 4th and 7, analytics, gut feel, or maybe just wanting to keep the offense out there. They'll go for it. Touchdown, Georgia Southern! Grabbed in the end zone to put... board. A score for the big fella here. Why are tight ends so effective in the red zone?
Well, these aren't the guys that are going to burn by you and go for 70 most of the time, but when you can use their big body frames, threaten them to run the football and be a blocker in the running game, and now you slip them in the secondary, make that big play.
And he takes this from inside the 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. The UCF offense back on the field, ready to go to work. They torched this defense with an explosive passing play for a score last time out. Let's see if they go right back at him. Looking to throw on first down. Got his man out of the backfield. He's there to make the stop, and they threw it in reverse, losing yardage on that play. The Knights have put themselves in dire straits after that last play at 2nd and a mile.
I want to make sure I know where the playmakers are. And I can't let guys like this guy slip out of the backfield and make big plays against me. Good job being aware that they can throw the ball to running back, closing space, and getting that fast dude on the ground.
Well, this offense knew coming into this game they wanted to try to attack the middle of the field in the passing game, and they're able to execute the end route there.
The Knights really need to keep this drive alive on third down. Looking to throw for it. He's going to throw deep right side. He holds it in, and nobody's close. And he ran away from the crowd, and he'll take it in. Touchdown, UCF! Quarterbacks love receivers that can get separation, but that amount of separation is a little excessive.
I agree, Reese, and I think the defense needs to have a little powwow on the sidelines and talk about what just happened, because that was an absolute busted coverage on the back end. Defense can't keep playing like that.
I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. First snap of this drive will come from inside the 15 at their own 14-yard line. And the quarterback is knocked down back at the 13.
This has been a bit of the story of this game so far, is this quarterback's running ability and whether or not the defense can stop them. They got the play there. They were able to get a sack, rally to him, and get one of the faster quarterbacks you'll see in college football down on the ground. This guy already has over 40 rushing yards in this game, so he has had some success, but I think a big key now moving forward is how does this defense stop him?
The Eagles come to the line on 3rd and short, trying to convert here. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the first down. They moved the chains on the ground last time. Let's see if they try to hit him up top. Quarterback adapting. Working that left side. That one could really put this drive into high gear as they... down at the 37. They go back to work in the final period of this one. We reached the end of the period. Georgia Southern is on top. Well, guys, so far, this has been a massive beatdown, and it would appear the biggest challenge is what kind of records can they set as we have a look at the third quarter stats. As we enter the fourth quarter, let's see if anything memorable can come from this one. Georgia Southern really efficient on offense. To the air on first down. Quickly to the tight end. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few. And the Eagles want to crank the tempo. Second down, they'll go to the air. Makes the grab. Didn't pick up a lot there. Moved it forward just a few. This defense will try to force a fourth down on 3rd and short from the 45. Tight end now in motion. They'll run play action. Buys a little extra time. Trying to make magic with his feet. He's knocked out of bounds as he gets it across midfield and down to the 46. Georgia Southern about to snap it on another 1st and 10. Good timing on the quick out. They are on the move down to the 32, and they pick up another first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Wants to go up top on first down. Unloads to the wideout. He's open on the right. And he's brought down after a nice gain. The Eagles had tough field position to start this drive, but they've been relentless in moving the ball methodically down the field. And they get to the quarterback and knock him down back at the 16. They've got a solid drive working, but now looking at 2nd and 11. Wants to go up top. Fires to the wideout. Beautifully thrown ball. Terrific catch, and they'll have the first down. They just can't seem to cover this guy. He keeps getting open, even when he's running out of space on the sideline.
Yeah, running out of space, they're still going to feature him. They see the matchup, and look at the balance and the coordination and just knowing where I'm out on the field to get the feet inbounds and secure the catch. What a play and what a day for this young man.
I'm a little bit surprised they're still throwing the football here this late in the game with this kind of lead. They're on first down, taking a shot, falls incomplete, but obviously they're still seeing matchups that they want to take advantage of in the back end of this.
And he will take it in. Touchdown, Eagles!
And this always is the debate of where you fall. It's your job to stop me or I should get conserved, because this offense obviously has had themselves a day. And apparently, their day's not over. They're going to continue to keep scoring, and the defense better do something about
it. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. UCF has it once again. What do you think about that? They cashed in on a short field last time they had it, and now they'll go to work from their own end. Just a short pass to the tight end. They stop him just short of the first down, but it will be 2nd and inches coming up. The Knights come to the line. This situation, you might see a shot play. To the ground with the back. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
You just need more from your offensive line. Second and short like that, you'd love to be able to fire off the ball and pick that up running it, but the defense was able to get penetration. They were able to get a stop, and now you set up third down, and this offensive line is going to have to play a lot better here.
Hauls it in. Dragged down, but they'll move the sticks for a first down. Passing game kept this drive moving. Let's see if they try it again. Unloads quickly. Tackled at the 43 after picking up 10.
Really nice job there by the quarterback understanding it's blitz, and not just that it's blitz, but knowing whether it's man coverage or zone coverage behind the blitz. You've still got to know where your answer is going to be based on what the defense is doing in the back end, and you add the answer to the test right there.
With a first down, they'll snap it from the 32. Wants to throw. It's Santos. Dances away. How about this sophomore learning when to just do it himself?
Sometimes these guys just have eyes in the back of their head. You saw it right there. He was able to buy himself time, get outside the pocket, and at that point, I think the decision was pretty easy. Hey, I can go get this with my feet. He was able to do that. Now they got a fresh set of downs.
Got his man on the right. They'll spot the ball at the 12 after that completion. The 2-minute timeout arrives, and we have certainly seen miracles in college football, and they will certainly need one here. Second down coming up on this red zone opportunity. From the gun, the running back has it. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
And just a great job by the defense being stout, right? That's your job. Be stout up front, stuff in the run play, make them get in more passing situations, but do not let them run the football. That's 101. Stop the run first.
They were all over him, nowhere to go as that third down play turned into a disaster. Coach has no choice here. The offense has to stay on the field, down multiple possessions this late. Fourth down attempt. Hauls it in easily enough for the first down. And he'll take it in for the touchdown. It won't have much impact on the outcome of the game, but it is a fabulous party, a consolation prize, if you will.
And a nice touchdown, continuing to fight, continuing to play. This one, it's pretty much over. Down multiple possessions this late in the football game. It would take a miracle, but nice job by this offense continuing to fight, push the ball down the field, make plays.
Well, we are winding it down, guys. Only a few more plays left in this season. Also wrapping up a really outstanding performance for this offense.
Yeah, and they're sending out the seniors on the right foot. Guys, we've seen a lot of great football. There have been so many tremendous moments and individual efforts, David. This is a year in college football I know I'll never forget.
Won't forget it. Loved working with you guys. Loved being in the booth. Loved covering these football games. And I'll tell you what, a lot of excitement in college football surrounding the sport, man. Let's just keep loving on it.
Working well behind the sticks on second down. Looking to fire. Nowhere to go, and the ball is loose. Defense scoops it up, and he's headed the other way. He managed a few yards on that return, but the bigger play was the fact that they forced the turnover. This offense has it with really good field position. To throw, it's Santos. They go up top to get it down to the 5-yard line as they try to pay off this drive. Going to work on second down in the red zone is still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. Going for 6. And it's caught for a touchdown. They're going to play this one through to the end, but this is pretty much window dressing. The result of this game is going to sting for sure, but you've got to continue to build, you've got to improve, and you can take some positives out of this late hustle and build for next week.
There's always positives, and coaches are always looking for those things that we did well. What did we do well so we can do more of it in the future? Finding some things here late that they did well.
The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. He'll start this drive going to the air. And the Heat will get home, and the quarterback goes down at the 17. Timeout is called, and the clock is down to 8. And the Eagles, now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. Wants to fire on second down. Lets it fly. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch.
And that's a good stop for this defense. And listen, there hasn't been a lot of positive today, but let's finish this game strong. I think that'll be the message from the defensive coordinator. Can we get a stop? Can we get them off the field? I know lots went wrong, but let's live in this moment and try to be great right here to end the game.
Oh, they're after him. It's picked off. 13th time he's done that this year. Taking it the other way. And he is brought down after the interception, and the clock strikes 0 here in the fourth quarter. When we get to the offseason and they start having coaching clinics, they're going to roll this game tape back to show both offenses.
Dial it up and let it run. I mean, that's essentially what we saw in this game. It didn't matter what either offensive coordinator was calling. Everything seemed to work through throwing the football in the intermediate passing game, the RPOs, the run game, David. This was just clinical offensive football.
And offenses have evolved so much. They can do